I have like crazy performance anxiety. So like we have this, like you've seen the GC live sessions.
Yeah.
Like we literally have a platform where we can like, you know, create content and stuff like that. But I never did it because I would just always be so nervous. Like I couldn't get out of my own way.
Yeah, I get it.
I would like just rehearse in my garage, like by myself. And he was like, bro, like people just want to hear you sing. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are. He was like, go set up the camera, sing into the mic like how you always do when you're rehearsing,
right?
And hit record and like post that, like use that, like just in your garage. People just want to hear you sing, like that's it.
Real.
Like they don't care about any of the extra shit. Like, they're here for you. They're fans of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he was just like, if you do that, I promise you, people are gonna love it. And I was like, all right.
You were hesitant. You're like, I don't know if I can do it. So, cool. But I'm excited. We got Tessie here. Yay. This is literally one of my like bucket lists for real.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm a fan. So, and I want to
clearly because you were at the first one.
Yeah,
yeah, you've been around.
Yeah. Well, it's like I wanted to. We'll touch on it more, you know, in a bit. But it's also going back to, you know, your most recent project that just dropped. It gets better. It gets
better.
And I remember you had posted about it, and you were like, you're a genuine fan of all the people that are on it, and that's why you mean so much. And that's like my correlation with you with this is that all the people that I have on, because I have a bunch of different artists as well. Yeah, it's I'm a like a real fan of them. So it's like a win-win on my end because like of course I get to interview them and I get to talk to them and everything, but it's also like, man, I actually enjoy the music and I take it in and I get to talk about their music and everything that's on it. So it's like super cool for me.
Super cool. I mean?
So I appreciate you very much for making the trip out here.
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Thanks for having me.
Hey. Okay, so we talked a little bit, you know, before about how I got to know you. Well, I mean, first time actually meeting and everything, but I guess came across your music and everything.
Yeah.
So tell me first, for starters, from Vallejo.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised.
Vallejo, California.
Let's go. Yeah. That's it's a good, I guess it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It comes with a heavy weight or a heavy crown to say, you know, born and raised from Vallejo, because you think about like the artists that come out of there, who've been coming out of there, and how popping it is lately, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a good thing. Do you think it gets like a bad rep at all?
You know, I never really think about it as like a heavy burden or anything like that. I take it as a blessing. Like everybody's always like, there's something in the water out there, and it's true. That's true. Like, but yeah, I never take it as a burden. It's a blessing.
Of course, yeah. It's also like I said, when you got people, I mean, the big Bay Area legends, you feel me, that come out of there, it makes it like easier to be like, nah, this is exactly where I'm from, and how you rep it and everything too.
Definitely proud of being from my
exactly.
hometown.
And I appreciate like all the work that y'all do, especially, you know, with good company and everything. It's like I feel like it's starting a new wave. Like literally, it's starting like a trend that like, all right, everybody should take notes. Everybody got to listen. It's not just like Bay Area as a whole is big. You know, a lot of people will say, I mean, shit, even here in Sac, some people, not me, but people here in Sac will be like, oh yeah, I'm from the Bay, like Sacramento's part of the Bay, and I'll be like, ooh, don't do that. Like, 'cause even though I know,
don't do that.
Even
you know better.
I know, like I'm already knowing, like I have a bunch of homies in the Bay, and so like I know I'm like, don't be that guy. And so like originally, so I'm not born and raised from here in Sac. Originally, I'm from a small area in Salinas Valley. I don't know if y'all know where Salinas is at. Yeah. So I was born in Salinas, but I'm south than that. Yeah, that's just where I was born. But it's a really small area. And then even then, people where I was living at, people were like, yeah, we're from the Bay. Because it's like, they could say NorCal. And then if we're talking for people from LA and everything, they'll be like, where are you from? A lot of times we don't know, they don't know where we're coming from. Yeah. So the closest thing would be like Salinas, Monterey. And even then, some people don't know that. So if they go like, oh, you know Bay Area? And they go, yeah, Bay, yeah. So that's what they'll say.
Yeah. There's different versions of the Bay. There's like the broad, like that you tell the whole world, like if you travel overseas, and then there's like the real Bay.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And yeah, because I got a few of my homies that stay out there in Vallejo, and I got a few of them that stay in Richmond, and they go like, "Hey, yo, man, what about us? What about us?" You know, like a lot of people don't talk about us. You know, they think of like Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, like the big time ones. You know, and it's true. And then you know, especially when you got like I love to see it. I love to see when you know LaRussell's out there in New York in the Breakfast Club and putting the V on. You know what I'm saying? Like we love to see that type of shit. Even though I'm not from there, but it's hella cool to see that. Just that machine that he is, you feel me? And then being over there at the Breakfast Club. One thing that I personally like, I watch all the time is the Breakfast Club, you know? So I think that's super cool. Yeah, it's like a staple. You know, they've been here for like 12 years and shit.
For
like,
sure, yeah.
Like what the fuck, 12 years? But yeah, so okay, so talk to me about this most recent. This is your first official album, right? Debut album.
Yep.
It Gets Better. You had the 2 EPs, Field Trip 1 and Field Trip 2.
Yes, sir.
Debut album. And also, correct me if I'm wrong with this one. You've been working on this one since back like in April, right? Or even further?
Well, I have been working on this since like the oldest song on this project I started in 2019.
Damn, that long. I'm way off. I'm way off.
No, this has been like in the works, but not even like intentionally. Like I just been creating and like just trying to figure out like what kind of music I want to make and stuff like that. Because my first 2 EPs, well, my first EP, Field Trip, that was solely written by LaRussell.
Damn, yeah.
And then Field Trip 2, it was like 50-50. I wrote half, he wrote half.
Yeah.
And then like this time around, after I dropped that one, I was like, okay, I want to see like what I can create like on my own.
Right.
And see like what kind of music I just come up with, you know? So like since then up till now, I just been like free flowing as far as what I was writing and stuff like that. Just writing about life and experience and not really aiming towards like a specific sound or like I wasn't even trying to like make an album. I was like, I'm gonna just write songs, and if I happen to like come up with like things that come together to make an album, cool.
Yeah. That's
and then
cool.
it just happened and it was perfect, and everything like worked out and for the best.
That's super cool. Yeah, I'm obviously I was way off. I was saying April, but I was like, I was just thinking about. I mean, you know, outside looking in, we don't see all of all the heartaches, all the experiences, the stuff. I feel like with music, me being a big fan of R&B, I know where a lot of that stuff. Well, I don't know for a fact, but you have to pull from something. You know, is what they tell me, and so I know sometimes it's like it takes a while because like you have to go through some things. You have to like whether it be heartache, heartbreak, freaking adversity, anxiety, whatever it is, you go through it and you're able to pull through that, and that's how you can get most of the good music. So when I had seen, I remember the reason why I said April because I remember you had posts about it and you made a hashtag and you were like, it gets better. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, what is that? What is that little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, not that I'm on detective mode or anything like that, but I remember being like, I was like, what is that? What is it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I was planting seeds.
Yeah. And then throughout the way, you know, like kind of, like I said, same thing, planting seeds throughout the whole way too. So I know that those type of things take time, you know, like a release, like especially if it being a debut album, like the pressure you might have felt, or, you know, maybe you even didn't get pressure. I don't know.
But, it was a lot of pressure. Yeah. But I was putting the pressure on myself.
Okay, so it's good pressure.
I mean, not really.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good for. I mean, I
guess.
I get where I feel where you're coming from because I put that on myself too, and I be getting. Maybe it's not good pressure.
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm about to say because I be getting stressed out on my shit too.
Yeah, for no reason. It's like, bro, why are you beating yourself up?
Yeah, exactly.
Just go.
Yeah, there's no good pressure on that. You're right. But it's just I understand coming from like a creative spot, like trying to create and get the things, you know, flowing for you. And this one is different. Like with this album, I feel like if it's safe to say and if it's okay to say, I feel like it's a different Tessie on this one. Like it's a whole nother like not even is mature a safe word to say. It's like it's just a growth.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Evolution. Definitely. Yeah.
And
definitely evolved.
Yeah. And I love how you say like this is take this album in for healing too. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
That's definitely because that's what it did for me. You know, that's like I created this album in a space of like hurt and pain, and like I was able to heal through these songs. Like each one of these songs is like phases that you have to go through to reach like the end, the choosing me, you know?
Gotcha. Yep.
Like, Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's process.
you could hear that for sure. There's certain albums, songs where you can be like, oh, like they went to either a dark place, they went through some stuff, or maybe they can even go back. Like they might not be going through it in that moment, but they kind of were looking back and reflecting at a time from 2016, 17 or something like that to pull from that. I remember I was talking with an artist. He's in LA. He's a producer, artist, songwriter. His name is Joey by himself. Shouts out Joey. And he was telling me he had dropped this EP, and I was just like, yo, the tone of this album was kind of dark, but in a not in a dark, scary way, but like in a like you went somewhere with this one because it's called Depressed in Paradise. So I was telling him, I was like, so like, talk to me about this one, bro. Like I'm trying to like kind of understand where you were at mentally, And he was telling me like, he's like, yeah, it's just being here. He's like, you're in LA, you would think that it's the sunshine, it's the beaches, it's the weather, it's everything. And he was telling me, but there's a reality in this too, and especially being out there as a producer, songwriter, artist, maybe you don't get this jump out success from the door that you would think you would get,
Yeah.
So he talked to me about all those things, and then depression and stuff like that. And it was like, oh, you have to really pull, I'm not an artist, right? So, and I can't write songs for shit. So I was like, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, oh, you really have to pull from a spot, and that's just one aspect. So when you say that stuff too, when you say about like going through some stuff, heartbreak or whatever it may be, like you have to pull. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially with the evolution of everything.
I feel like it's not even really like pulling from it. It kind of just pours out of you.
Damn.
At that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's like an experience that really like impacted you and like, you're fully immersed in the whole situation. It's like that's what you're in. That's like that's how I write. I write from experience, and that's
that's super cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you talk about the writing stuff, like when you say like this is you, like making sure like you're writing everything and you tap into that. Is it tough now? Do you find it a little easier?
Well, right now, I'm kind of just focused on living now, experiencing new things.
Yeah.
Just so that I can, write about new things.
That's true.
So that's like super crucial to my like creative process. Like I take time to actually live.
Yeah, that's important too. Yeah, because you have to live a little bit. Not everything has to be like I gotta rush to put this out. I gotta rush to, you know what I'm saying, right? And
oh man, I used to like feel so pressured because I felt like I wasn't like putting out enough or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, who's making that standard? You know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then I finally like got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go like at my own pace, because that's when I create like the most authentic, the most genuine stuff is when I'm like just living and moving at my own pace. And
yeah.
It's been great, like learning my process and just accepting how I move and create and stuff like that.
That's amazing. Yeah. And with that too, with living too, I should ask it at the beginning, but how are you? Like, how are you today?
I'm great.
How are you feeling?
Dude,
good?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. It got better, guys.
Yeah, it gets better. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it definitely gets better.
Yeah. No, I asked that too because a lot of the times I've noticed when people, they get too focused on, I guess, rollouts and stuff like that I've talked to before, and they get like, they start, whether they're on podcasts or interviews or other things, they get like the same questions, repeated at them. And it's like, it feels repetitive,
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't take the time out to just straight up ask people like, yo, how are you today? Like,
right.
how you been since this, And so that's usually what I ask too, which that's on me. I should have, but not just today, but ever since that
pressure off of you.
Ever since that rollout, how are you like? I know you said you're good, but like you feel like you're at peace with everything?
Yeah, I'm super happy. Like I'm super grateful for everything, it was like I remember it was like the day before I thought my project was gonna release. And I was talking to my friend and I was saying how like I feel like once this project drops, like the world is gonna like open up to me again. And that's literally like how I've been feeling, because I just like this album is like parallel. It's like I don't even know how to. It's parallel to like my life, and it just like is closing out a chapter. So yeah, once this project was out, it just felt so like freeing, so liberating from that chapter.
Yeah.
And just I'm just excited for what's next. You know what I mean?
Shows and everything. Ooh.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so how was the initial, since it's your debut album, was the initial like Proud to Pay? You put that on first and then, you know, streaming services later and everything. Has it been good?
Yeah.
You think overall, like, because I was one of the contributors too for the Proud to Pay.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something you could like going forward? You're like, you know what, I'm gonna continue doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like every artist should definitely utilize that because, like, why not?
Yeah, because you're getting your worth. I mean, you're seeing what you're worth, and you know, if people really value it and if they rock with you, I feel like that support is gonna be there, solid no matter what.
You gotta give people the opportunity to support you, like, and that's just, you know, giving people another opportunity.
Yeah. Support from your local vibe dealer.
Exactly.
Hey, I remember that one too.
Exactly. Support your local vibe dealer.
I mean, at first, I know. I mean, you would know firsthand more than me, but I'm sure at first it's like might have been, and like to other people outside looking in, they might not understand it. You know what I'm saying? The other artists, they might look at it and be like, you know, kind of trepidatious from it and be like, man, I don't know if I would do that, or I don't know if this was this.
You know what's crazy?
What I mean?
Yeah, I was like, there was parts of me that was like hesitant to do that. And just off of like just fear. Yeah. And it's just like I don't know, like I don't know if people are gonna buy it, like you know? Which is dumb because it's like whether they do or not, at least give yourself a chance, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's actually something that I was battling. I talked about it because I recorded a solo one this morning too. And that's actually it's funny they said, because I just was talking about that with myself too. I was bringing this up for myself doing, I mean, maybe it's just like self-damaging and self-deprecating to myself, but I was saying, okay, I got to drop my own personal merch for the brand, you know, for the podcast and everything. And I was like, but I haven't done it because the same thing what you were saying, I was like, I'm afraid that people aren't actually going to buy it. And I'm going to feel like I'm going to lose out in the back end. Like that's literally convos that I was having internally with myself. And then today I was just like, let that shit go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay, going forward, this is what I'm going to do. And so, yeah, same thing, ironically, that you just brought up is what I told myself today was like, nah.
Yeah, you got to just bet on yourself. And even if you do, it's not even a loss. Like, it's still a lesson. Like, it still shows that you, like, believed in yourself and gave yourself a chance. Like, L's are going to come no matter what.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
but you can't let that stop you.
No, not at all, And that's what it's a process too for everything, you know, and it's evolution like we said, and I'm going through that too, so I definitely understand that, and I'm excited for all that comes to be with all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to talk about one specific track, if you don't mind. Okay. And it's one that I find myself gravitating towards and going back to again, and it's Might As Well.
Might As Well. Yeah. Ooh, that's a favorite of mine. I love that one. Yeah.
I love that song. Yeah. I found myself going back to it. And for a couple different things. I love the tone of it. I love what you're saying. And I'm no director at all. You feel me? But when I hear it, it's like I could picture like a music video for it.
Yeah, what do you
see? I'm not okay, so don't don't laugh at me too crazy, right? Let's look at this is what I see. So when I hear it, I don't know why, but for some like crazy way, I just envision like you on a stage, and it's like you ever see like the old things where like they have a spotlight on the girl and like she's singing, and maybe she has a band behind her, maybe someone on the keyboard, and then, and there's people at tables and they're just like all watching, and
like an old jazz club, like a speakeasy type thing.
Yes, I see that. And I could just see like multi-angles, but you just pouring into it, and everybody there is just like in awe and just like watching it. You know what I'm saying? And then like there's cameras of reactions and stuff like that. That's what I see.
That's literally, yeah. That's funny, yeah.
That's what I'm not saying like
No, that's what, I forgot who else said that, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what
definitely the vibe.
Yeah, you could hear it, and you can like I could just picture it in my head, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be like a good scene right for there. Sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So that's one of my favorite ones. And you said that's one of your faves?
That's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say that about
Damn
every
near all of
song.
them. Yeah, yeah, I feel it.
But that one's definitely one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
That one is special because that one is damn near like 90% freestyled.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like
Damn.
that one's like pure emotion. Like I
Yeah.
remember the night that I like sat down in my studio and I fucking recorded that shit. Like I was sad.
Yeah.
And I feel like you
Shit.
could hear it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing too. Is like I said, you can hear it in a
Yeah.
good way though too. You can feel it, and that makes sense now that I'm listening. I mean, now that I hear you say it, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That you can be like, yo, that was shit. Like just on some, I'm gonna get it off my chest type of thing. You know, that makes sense. Yeah, I can definitely hear that, and it just adds more fuel to that. Like I said, that vision. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you should rock with something like that, or kind
Definitely.
of try to figure some stuff out with that one. But
Definitely
it's
headed in that direction
yes,
for sure.
solid. Yeah, but I know a lot of artists. Like I said, I mean, I know it's of course every single project is gonna be like a favorite one. And I know that one too. But talk to me a little bit more about when you say like you're a fan of the people that are on it too.
Oh man. Yeah. So like all the features that are on here are like my homies.
Yeah.
Like I fuck with them. Like tough. Who was the first feature? Nia Nicole? I think so, yeah. Nia Nicole. She I actually haven't met her in person, but like her and I just like click.
Yeah.
And she's this amazing, talented artist from Atlanta.
Nice. Yeah.
And I met her through my friend Hey Cujo, who did a song with her. And I remember hearing like her singles and I was like, damn, like she's dope. And then I remember when I found the beat for What Now, immediately I was like, this sounds like a Nia Nicole beat. Like I need her on this shit.
Yeah.
And then
That makes sense.
yeah, and then I remember I wrote the song, sat on it for a long time, and then I finally hit her and was like, I need you on this song. And I sent it to her, and she was just immediately like, oh my God, this is fire. Like, I would love to be on it. She's like, I'm going to start writing now.
Damn.
And I kid you not, like, probably, like, it felt like less than 5 minutes. Like, it felt like she hit me back in like 2 minutes, sent me a freaking voice recording of her verse.
Damn.
Bruh, I was like,
amazing.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I'll be tripping. I'll be geeked. He'll be like, what?
Dude, and then I played it, and that
Yeah.
shit was hard. I was like, I was going crazy in my room. I was like, what?
I
Bro,
bet
we
you
just
that
made a
motivated you for
masterpiece.
more too, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was dope. Like, her and I were just like, bro, we just made a masterpiece. Like, this
Yeah.
is going to be fire.
No, facts. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that. I could definitely see how that would motivate someone like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that motivate myself too like that. And I don't even make music like that. Because I trust me, I don't got the voice for it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Just give it a couple of
Hey.
lessons. Maybe you got
Maybe I'll take some lessons from you. You know what I'm saying?
I suck at teaching.
You think so?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like you would get down. You know you're good when this is ironic again, perfect timing. I was in the car, I had my son with me. We're driving. I play your music. He stops what he's doing. And just starts humming. And I'm like,
What?
he's only 2 years old.
For real?
He just starts like, and I'm like,
Aw.
I look back, I'm like, hey, bro, like, hold up. I'm like, I've never heard you, like, I didn't do this, but I mean, small little, like the lullabies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he just starts humming. I'm like, you listening to my shit too? Like, because I be playing it, I was like, how much are you listening to my stuff? Because, yeah, he just started doing that.
That's fire.
So you could be a good teacher then. You
Aw.
know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Hey. Talk to me about the test runs, like how that came
But
about.
I didn't even get to the rest of the features though.
Oh, yeah, that's
There's
right.
so
You still got
many
more.
ones.
Shoot, my bad.
It's all good. So who's the next one? You, ZZ.
Come on now.
She's on the skit on Better Things, and Better Things. Freaking love that song, just because it's like that pivotal like turning point in the album where it's like, okay, I'm starting to realize like where I need to put my energy, like where I should start. Just putting my energy, and I hit her up to do like this skit, and I was just, and we did it in one take. It was just so so organic. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'll call her and I'm like tripping off some shit.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, bruh, like, you're tripping. You got this.
Yeah.
Like, you
Better
know.
things to do.
Yeah. She's like, you're tripping, bruh. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, you're tripping.
Mm-hmm.
So she was perfect. I needed that. And then, who's Truly. Julie. I fucking love her. I love her as a person, and as an artist. She actually had a lot of like her flavor and I had a lot of her help on this album too, because she came in and helped me with like harmonies and stuff on the album, and also like just arrangements on like the second verse on Choosing Me. And just a bunch. Like, she just is a super talented singer. Is her name in my phone? Because she sounds like an angel.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
And yeah, she was perfect because the song that I have her on, what is it? Love Her Like This? Yeah. She was the first one that came to mind because she loves like Afro beats. And that's like a super upbeat.
That's a vibe.
Like, yeah,
it's
a vibe. Yeah. So I was like, oh, Truly needs to be on this one. And she ate that shit up. It was great. And then last but not least, Jazz.
Come on now.
Oh my God. Jazz. She's amazing. These people are so, like, I see these, they're so, like, high in my regard. Yeah.
Hold them to a high standard. I mean, that's
Definitely.
what's good. That's what makes it like so genuine in the album, and it flows, so in synchronized, because like you could say like I'm a real fan of them. You know what I'm saying? So
legit. Yeah. And Jazz, man, she just her voice is amazing, and just her style just like fit that. It just fits that vibe so perfectly, like the early 2000s like type feel.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child, like, man.
Yeah.
When I heard that, it was no other option.
It had to be.
Had to be Jazz.
Yeah.
There was no other option. So we did that. Love her as a person too. That's my homie. Yeah, it's great. It's a blessing
amazing
to be able to have like.
So, like I said, you can kind of pull from that. You know what I'm saying? You can use that too, and be like, oh shit, like. I'm sure too, like I said, when you hear them too, I'm sure it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe, got them on the track.
They definitely make me a better artist.
Yeah.
For sure.
I could definitely see that and hear that one too. And it was one thing that I found interesting too was the way you started the album. Like you chose, was that specific why you chose that track?
That actually, the structure of the album had like changed right before, and that was LaRussell's call, because that was actually going to be the last track. But he suggested a whole new like track list, and it just like flowed so much better. And great call. He's a genius.
It was interesting. Like it was a good, because I feel like it was a good tone to set too. And I love hearing that the rain in the back, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like, oh, okay, like yeah, I can hear, because I guess it could try to hear it without it, you know what I'm saying? And it hits. But when you hear the rain in it, then it's like, oh no, it's a feel for it, you know what I'm saying? So it really does kind of set the tone for it, like I said, but it's also like you know what you're coming from at the gate. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, this is, and that's why I was saying too, like, at the beginning when I'm like, you can hear a different level of Tess on this one. It's like, it's growth in this one, you know what I'm saying? And you could hear it like for real from the jump, I
love that. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. But, and there was also like, not just artists, but producers on it too, right? Was it a big collab? Like, was that hard to come about?
These were all YouTube beats.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn, there you go. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. I've talked to one, Rare Bear. He's the only producer that I've like actually like connected with and spoke to online, and Wavy Trouble. Yeah, them two I've actually like spoken to, but everybody else, just like YouTube beats. But yeah, I wanted to give credit where it was due, because those beats are fire to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's what I was saying too, because the producers aspect of him, you can see that in the titles. You know what I'm saying? It's on the tracks. You could see it and everything. So it's like, of course, that's why I was like, man, you got a lot up in here. So I was wondering too, was it tough to get? But I mean, if it's something like that, I'm sure it just came about pretty simple, right? Seamless for the most part.
Yeah, pretty
much.
That's dope. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. But okay, so I'm gonna touch on the album back again, but I want to know about this damn test runs because I've showed a few people, right? I'll be like, yo, check this out, because I have friends of mine too who are artists, and they get kind of not complacent, but they kind of get in their head a lot, and they're just like they felt the things to be like, no, I'm not putting out as much. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I was like, I need this high-end production. I need to have, reserve this freaking 3-hour session over here and do all the... I'm like, man, you guys are kind of overcomplicating it. Like, not that I'm in a position to put it. I was like, look, check this out. Look at this quality and listen to her on this. And she's just like in her garage. I was like, check this out. Like, so I'm saying, but I was saying that to be like, look at the simplicity in this, but it comes out so good, And I was like, check this out. So I was showing a few people that, and then they were like, oh, okay, like I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. The test runs were a blessing. Again, another genius idea by LaRussell.
Damn, yeah.
Because I was doing the same thing. I was like, man, I'm not like dropping anything. And it's like I have like crazy performance anxiety. So like we have this, like you've seen the GC live sessions. Yeah. Like we literally have a platform where we can like, create content and stuff like that. But I never did it because I would just always be so nervous. Like I couldn't get out of my own way.
Yeah, I get it.
I would like just rehearse in my garage, like by myself. And he was like, bro, like people just want to hear you sing. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are. He was like, go set up the camera, sing into the mic like how you always do when you're rehearsing,
right? And
hit record and like post that, like use that, like just in your garage. People just want to hear you sing, like that's it. Real. Like they don't care about any of the extra shit. Like, they're here for you. They're fans of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was just like, if you do that, I promise you, people are gonna love it. And I was like, all right.
You were hesitant. You're like, shit, I don't know if I can do it.
I was like, all right. So like, like the first couple like test runs that I did, like you could tell, like I can't even look at the camera. Like I'm that like nervous about it.
Yeah. Like right here too, you're like, hey, I'm like, I might get to it, I might not. I feel it. Yeah.
I'm just like staring at you, like still till this day. Like I just get, I don't know what it is. Like I just get nervous. But,
but that's a good thing too, though, right? Like those nerves are okay,
Yeah,
I'm sure, like
they're real. They're real. I was talking about that on with What's the Wave? Yeah, how like I've kind of taken it and like kind of taken it as like a blessing, because growing up, like I never heard about any artists that like had stage fright or were nervous or anything like that. They're always like, oh, I've been performing since I was 2. I love doing this. Yeah. Like, I love being on stage. Like, it's a thrill. Like, there's no better feeling, da-da-da-da. And, like, that really made me question, like, am I supposed to be doing this? Because I don't feel that way.
Yeah, like, okay, I can see that.
I have never felt that way. Like, I'm literally terrified. But I love to sing, and I love creating, and I love doing it. So I was always so confused. So now I kind of just, like, want to be that person that wants to show, like, if there's anybody out there that feels the same way that I do, like, yes, you're supposed to be doing this. Like, just because you're not like everybody else or whatever, or even if you're scared, like, doesn't mean that you can't do it.
Well, that's what I feel like that's a good thing about podcasts too, is that you can hear directly from the artist and they get to actually like speak and not like this, like I try to make this as chill as possible and talk about whatever y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be fishing for 30 minutes for all I care. And whatever y'all want to, And so it's really cool because there are people that don't get to hear that. The younger, like there might be a 13-year-old somewhere, 7-year-old, 20-year-old somewhere out there right now that's kind of thinking about the same things that you were thinking and feeling those same things that you're thinking. And they're hearing you say that and just like, oh shit, I'm not the only one. That's why it's fortunate to have these.
Bruh, because I used to scour like all my, like the artists that I loved, like I would look at interviews and like see what they would do. Just been that way,
Yeah.
like been
From the
like
jump
loving
on.
the stage and
Yeah.
shit like that.
The
And
stage is where I live the most.
yeah,
And you know what I mean? Like they'll say this stuff
bro,
like
I
that.
was like, dude, there's literally nobody that
Can feel like
I can
emulate
relate
that. Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be that person for you guys.
Yeah, and that's what we like doing this too. Well, I feel you on that because when you hear about artists like when they're like on radio show or no disrespect to them like that, but when they're on like a bigger thing like that, they're just saying like no, like yeah, like this is where I shine the most. This is where I live for and all these things.
Yeah.
But I've also heard the other side of it when they're on a podcast or when they're just like on a kind of different setting, and then they'll say like, oh no, like I was nervous for this one, or they talk about like. That took me it took a lot out of me. Like if the performance might have went swell. You feel me? It would have been perfect, but it took so much out of them, not just physically, but like emotionally and mentally. That to the point where afterwards they're like, I just want to shut down for like a week or so. Like I've heard those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword, and I'm sure it comes with all of it. And it's also growing pains too. Like yourself, you might feel like that right now until you get the more and more repetitions in and being that stage time because like I said when I saw you this most recent time in SAC, it didn't seem like that. You was out there like
crazy.
You was out there like you know what I'm saying, like it was a good show.
That's insane. I was fucking
what you think
shaking.
You were like 105, fuck that.
Dude,
it was 105.
I was shaking like it was freezing cold out there, bruh.
That you couldn't even tell. Yeah, I got some good footage too. I got some good videos of it too. So those type of things are solid. And I appreciate the fact that you guys came right there too at that spot. And it's fucking slipping my mind right now. So sorry, I can't remember the name of it. But they've done like events and multiple things right there too. Especially at night. The night ones are really cool because they do the lights. The stripper parties.
Right.
Hey,
she knows all about those.
But they do those type of things. That's really solid. Okay, so I'm very, very curious on this one too, because me being an R&B fan, I have like my faves, and even the most recent one. I'll tell you this most recent one, but I'm interested to know which one are y'all. I mean, it's yours.
My like favorite artists?
Yeah, like ones that you like your go-to.
My go-tos are Janae Aiko. I used to love JoJo growing up.
Oh yeah.
That was my girl.
Yeah.
Loved her.
She's still doing a thing, right?
She is. She is.
Maybe I saw something. What was it? She was in a fight or some shit. I forgot what it was.
I don't.
She was in something. I was just like, yo, that's a different type of JoJo than I remember. Yeah. She was in something. I forgot what it was, but I was like, that's not the JoJo I remember.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
So yeah, JoJo. I love Alicia Keys.
Yes.
Jasmine Sullivan. Love Jasmine Sullivan. I've been on Ari Lennox, super heavy.
Yep.
Of course, like Summer Walker, she's amazing. I was what else do I listen to? Her. You know, she's from Vallejo. She's amazing. Yeah, I was the only R&B head in my house, so nobody like put me on to any like OG R&B.
I read somewhere that you used to cover like Beatles and stuff like that.
My dad listened to the Beatles a lot, so I grew up listening to like rock and like. My brother was into like alternative and stuff like that. I was like the only one.
Like Red Hot Chili Peppers type shit? Or
like Incubus.
Oh, okay.
Type shit, yeah. Fucking Newfound Glory. Early November.
Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
That's like my shit. I love that shit too.
Oh, they had that shit. They had it here in Aftershock. I went to Aftershock here in Sacramento. It's like a 4-day like festival and all that. They had the headliners were like My Chemical Romance and shit like that.
Really?
Yeah, I went Dolo for a day.
Oh, that would have been fun.
It was cool as fuck. I went by myself. It was
That's
just
fire. I want to go to a concert by myself.
I was like, maybe might have micro. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
So, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Don't get me in trouble, yeah.
By who?
No, don't get me in trouble. No, because I talked about it one time how I kind of. So you want to talk about that?
I love mushrooms.
Okay, so
I am an advocate.
I did not. I was supposed to, and it didn't fall through. It didn't happen, and I kind of wussied out.
So you've never?
No.
What?
I know. But I want to. I really do. We was in Tahoe at one of the homies. It was his bachelor party weekend. We was in Tahoe. And he's like, yo, he was just like, so this is what we're gonna do. We're all gonna kick it and just bust it out like a whole ounce. And I'm like, damn. And he goes, so he goes, so this is what we're gonna do.
Heart start pounding.
Yeah, I'm like, bro. He's just like, no, he's like, we're gonna take it. He's like, no, we're gonna go light. We're gonna go like 3 grams. I'm like, bro, I've never done it. I can't do no 3 grams. I was like, I've never, never done it. And the night went on. Didn't end up doing it. I was supposed to. I fell asleep. It was like 3 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna crash out. And then like literally at 2:30, he was like, yo, just take this one. I'm like, bro, I don't know if this is a good idea. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm already tired. Like, I don't know if this is the right thing. And I kind of I got scared.
I feel it. I got
scared.
Yeah. You're always going to be like nervous, of course. It's going to be scary. But once you take that leap and you do it, you're going to be like, why the fuck was I scared? This shit's amazing.
Okay, so that's definitely going to boost some confidence right there. And next time I got to do it.
You definitely got to be in the right environment and with the right people. You got to be around people that you trust and that you feel completely comfortable with. Yeah. And then you also need to be like, in a safe place. Yeah. And I suggest somewhere where you can like go outside. Okay. Into nature.
Bet. Yeah, because he told me, he's like 1 week and I was going to be in my, well, did I have my son? No, he goes, just do it this weekend because he was free. And I was like, actually, it makes sense because my son's going back home. He's going to visit with the fam. I was like, so this weekend I can? And he was like, all right, perfect. So he's like, don't eat anything. He's like, but if you do, eat this. He was like telling me all these things. And I'm like, I didn't know it was going to be all this, bro. I'm like, hold up. I didn't know. I got to be on a diet or some shit like that. Like, what am I doing? He's like, no. He's like, it's not that serious. Trust me. He's like, just don't eat Taco Bell or some shit like that. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. I can do that. And I forget what ended up happening, but something popped up that weekend and I didn't end up doing it. So I know, dude, like, I feel like I'm like wussing out over here. So, but I'm definitely going to definitely get on it.
Yeah, the timing will come.
Yeah, definitely going to get that one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say too, because that's like, you do it all the time, damn near?
I don't do it all the time, but when I do it, I do it.
Yeah. Are you big? Are you big? Are you do more like in doses, micro doses, or bigger?
I want to get into microdosing for sure.
Yeah. Damn. So you do like 3 at a time and shit? 3 grams?
Oh, I take trips.
Oh,
like, I go on trips. Yeah.
Field trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I go on trips. It's been a minute. I'm actually due for one. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's one? Here's a random thing that and maybe I got this backwards. Maybe I should do the shrooms first. But one thing that I want to do, me personally, is what is it? Damn. It's
acid?
No. It's damn. Fuck. How do we go there? No, it's like it's.
I'm just throwing shit out there.
Not the. Is it DMT?
DMT.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to dimethyltryptamine, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what the.
But I want to experience that.
DMT.
But I don't know if I'm doing it back. I feel like I should start first the shrooms and then, ayahuasca maybe.
I haven't done ayahuasca. I want to though.
Me too.
I want to, but I want to go like do it with the shamans, like
yes,
for real.
Me too. Yeah, like nah, seriously, I want to go there.
Yeah,
I want
you have to.
I want to. So
maybe try
shrooms first.
You should definitely do shrooms first.
Okay.
Yeah.
What am I doing this weekend? I don't think I'm doing anything. I was looking. Oh no, I'm going to the. Well, that's Sunday though.
That's Sunday though.
Ooh, wait. What if do you get hungover at all?
Nah, I mean you'll probably be like a little tired because it like depending on what time you take it. Like
okay, let me hit my boy up because he's the one. Okay, fine. I'll do as long as I'm cool for Sunday.
I suggest that you take it like late afternoon.
Okay.
So that you like peak during sunset and then you start coming down at night so that you can experience like day and night on it.
Sunset? Wait. Oh, okay. No, I'm tripping. I was thinking like midnight or some shit. Sunday? I was thinking like midnight. Okay, so sunset. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I'll come back to you. I'll let you know.
Let me know.
Ooh, if I don't make it to the show Sunday, I apologize.
You will. No, it's not like that.
I'm sure.
The only thing is like if you take it like late, then you're just gonna be up all night and then you're tired the next day. Like, that's not. You don't get like a hangover or anything.
So I'm glad I didn't do it at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you would just be tired the next day.
Really? You're solid?
Yeah, I feel good the next day. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always in a good mood the next day.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
It trails into like the following days.
Hey. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So is the food thing is it over exaggerated or should I?
No, it's real.
Okay.
I feel like just to stay not safe, but to keep from
it light. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fill your body with
Okay.
like shitty
Okay.
food before
And am
you
I gonna
do
be
it.
hugging like really like? Am I really gonna be barefoot hugging trees?
You possibly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with it. I got my backyard. I just want to make sure.
Ooh, yeah, nice. You got trees back
Yeah.
there? Hell yeah.
I got one huge one.
It's just gonna feel amazing. Like,
Okay.
I recommend you go outside barefoot. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna because I got this one big ass tree outside that like I look at often because like it's like a palm tree, so it goes like this a lot, and I'm like, dude, if that shit falls one day, so I feel like it might make it worse. I feel like it might make it worse. Maybe I'm tripping.
It's just gonna show you. Shrooms show you you.
Yeah.
Like, and it shows you that you have like the power to take it wherever you want. Like, you could either go left or you could go right.
Okay.
It's on you.
Yeah. Boy, am I scared.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's probably the best representation that I've heard.
Yeah.
Usually, they're always just like, bro, just do it. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's it. They go, I'm like, okay, sold. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you got me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, okay.
It's on you.
Damn. The power's on me this Saturday then apparently, and I'm all for it.
I'm
I'm all
excited.
for it. I'm all for
excited
it.
for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I need a
Bet.
review.
Bet. Okay. So damn, what were we saying?
I
What were we
don't
talking
know.
about beforehand? Okay. I was test runs, and then damn, what was something else? I get.
Oh, my favorite artist?
Oh yeah. Okay. So the reason why I brought that up was because I too am a big fan of Alicia Keys, Jasmine Sullivan, her, Usher, Chris Brown,
Oh, yeah.
Neo.
Usher, Chris Brown, duh.
Yeah, like those
I
like
was just naming the females.
yeah. Those are go-to simple ones. I feel like one that Kehlani, of course, one of my all-time faves for sure. But just recently, I like to. So there's certain things that I'll watch that like will motivate me. That's not even podcast related. Not even like just life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'll pull from certain things, and I just recently and I'll revisit it often because I like where I pull from it because I get like especially like I'll listen to be like I'll get even emotional too. Is I don't know if you ever seen it, but it was Alicia Keys' Grammys performance like 3 years ago. It was songs I wish I wrote, where she has two pianos.
Yeah, that one.
That video,
Dude.
when she's right there singing everything, and then there's a specific part in that one that like gets me like the most. It's when Ella Mae's in the crowd, and then she starts singing "Boot Up," and Ella Mae's right there, and they pan over with the camera and they put the reaction on her, and she's just like, "What the fuck?"
I would lose my shit.
Right,
bruh.
right. And so that's where like again, I'm not even an artist, but I'm trying to. If I'm in her shoes, or if I was in that situation, I'd be like, "No fucking way."
I would lose my
Right?
shit.
Yeah.
I'd probably cry.
Oh, bro, I'm
Do all
telling
types
you,
of shit.
I was there. I was right there, like, damn, like I was over here fucking like I can't believe, you know.
Yeah.
And just because from two aspects, from being a fan from her, but also trying to put myself in Ella Mae's shoes, and in that, I can't imagine what she was feeling in that moment. Because when you see it live, you know, you don't know what she's gonna, you know, she was doing Lauryn Hill covers, Drake's, what was the other one? Juice World and the Ella Mae, and then there was another one too.
That's so
Yeah, she was doing a bunch of them, but it's like that video I watched, and there's a few of them that I'll look back to often, and I'll just like kind of, like I said, pull motivation from. And so that's why I was curious on it because I knew, well, I had read that Alicia Keys was one of your faves too, and I was like, same. So I was like, let me see if
How
this is
could
the
she
same one.
not be?
Yeah,
She's
she's
so
got to be
legendary.
like, you
She's
don't
a
even
staple.
you don't even have to be like a crazy like R&B
R&B
head.
fan,
Yeah, you could
She's
just
a
understand
fan
her.
of music.
Right, just to listen to her and
Yeah.
and then she finished, which I love too, is that she finished the set list off with her own song because she starts it off with songs I wish I wrote, and then she finishes it with, and then you'll come to the day where you actually write the song you wanted, and she sings New York, the New York song. It's like, oh man, that's a good send off at the Grammys too.
She had a one performance that really sticks out to me with Alicia Keys is this one that she did. I think it was in Times Square. And it was like a collab with John Mayer.
Oh yes,
Bruh.
Whoa, I remember that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I was on shrooms and
Yeah?
I watched that.
Oh damn,
Bruh.
she was like, oh my
That
God.
was insane.
I feel like I'm there.
That was the craziest experience
Yeah.
ever. I was like, it made like, I don't know, it just made me love the fact that I can do music too. Like,
Yeah,
It was so good.
that's amazing.
I can't even express in words.
There was I love what music does, and I was talking about it with an artist right here too. His name is Joe. Shouts out Joe. and we were talking about the feeling that you get from R&B, like what it universally what it does for people, and it don't matter what race, religion, no matter what type of person you are. When you hear a certain song, how everybody in the room can connect to it and vibe with it. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. And a perfect example was, I remember this was a good moment of teachable moment for myself to not judge a book by its cover, even though I really don't. But this was another reminder not to. I remember I was in Georgia. We was on the way to we was going to Atlanta. Was going to Atlanta, and we met up with some people there. And this dude got out the car, and he was like straight up, I'm in Atlanta. I mean, we're in Georgia, but we're like in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we met up with a few people, and this dude's like white. You know what I'm saying? Like Georgia white. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so he gets to the car, and he goes like, oh, we're all linking up. We're all going to drive. He's like, I got a few spots in my car if whoever wants to mob with me. And I'm like, dope. I'll just mob with you. So we're driving, and then he goes, hey, you mind if I put some music on? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I'm thinking, you know, because I'm coming from California, like NorCal, so I'm thinking like, oh, this dude's probably gonna play some like country music or some shit like that. But I'm gonna rock with it either way. You feel me? Like it's all good. And he plays one of my favorite songs. He plays. It threw me out too because there was a moment we looked at each other. I'm like, what, bro? Like what? So he plays Neo. And he plays Neo, and he plays damn.
You had a White Chicks Terry Crews moment. It was like,
yes.
How'd you know?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
That's so funny.
My God. It was damn it. The name, I'm so like, it threw me out to my name. The name is slipping there.
My bad.
Because of you, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Because of you. So I remember I heard the at the beginning, and I was like, what? And I look at him, and I'm like, bro, like how? And he's just like, oh, I love this song, man. He's like, I used to play the song all the time. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm just in the back. I'm like this in the back, like, you know. And then I just hear him kind of singing. I'm like, bro, what, you really know? Like I thought he was just playing it just to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, he really likes the song. And I was like, dope. And that it was one of those not teachable because I really don't, but it was like a reminder. Yeah, definitely don't judge a book by its cover. But I love that. Like I said, it goes back to what music does for you and and how it can bring people together.
Yeah. And
I remember I was listening to this one interview with Neo, and he was saying like when he first dropped So Sick, how he said he was driving, right? He was on the freeway, and he turned up the radio, and he heard a song on the radio, and he said that he got out the car because it was in traffic. He said he got out the car and he started like walking up to people's cars, and they were like, turn up the radio, and he was telling people, like, this is me, and he was going around doing that, right? So again, it was one of those things where I like to put myself, well, try to at least, and be like, how the fuck was that feeling for them? You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. And
I say all that to say you could have this same effect for people with your music because it's so fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good music. So, and I know it's good when it has the playback aspect of it. Like you can go back, whether you're playing the EPs, whether you're like you can on Spotify, we go back and play it. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So you could have that moment too. And I want to say with this project too, it's healing. And I love, like I said, I love that you say that. So what can you tell people about it? Like what do you want them to not want necessarily, but what would you like for them to gasp to this? Like, what would you like for them to pull from this album?
I feel like there's not really much. I mean, we've said it, like healing. I really want people to know that, like, if you are going through something, like if you can relate to these songs, my heart goes out to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I definitely want it to be like a testament of like, it gets better. Like, that's why I titled it that. Yeah. Like, I want you to know, like, it gets better because, like, heartbreak isn't easy, but we all go through it. It's like, it's like part of life, you know? But I guess I just want people to, like, you know how you said it has that, like, playback aspect of it? Yeah, I would run these songs back just to, like, fully process, like, how I'm feeling. Yeah. Like, you know when you're sad and you put on a sad song just so you could like feel more sad.
Yeah.
But it helps.
Yeah, and you get that meme when you're laying in the bed with the with the headphones. You're just like, fuck that. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, it's that.
So I just wanted to give people something to like sit with and feel through because it's not always that easy to like express how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Especially in like situations like that where it's like, you know, it's like toxic. You don't talk about it or, you know, like you just don't even know how to like wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just like, I'm just trying to help guide you through it, bro.
That's a good way.
doing.
That's a good, literally, like, it's just like to simplify and be like, I'm just trying to help you with it and guide. And that makes sense. Yeah, like the tone of the album, the way everything is structured, even though it got changed a couple times. You say it did change last minute for the better, but the people that you have on, the features, the producers, and just you just being you. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately just you like pouring out everything, you know, so we could hear it as a listener. We appreciate it. I say we because I know for a fact I'm not the only one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we all like, you know, we all feel it. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming on right here, blessing us with your time. And I want to wrap up with any last words you want to tell the people from the album, whether it be, it doesn't have to be the album, just your music, just from you directly. Anything you want to say, if you want to recommend some more shroom stuff, anything you want, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want to just tell like the people that are just, you know, if this is their first time seeing you, hearing about you, if this is their introduction, you know, this is your chance to tell them.
Hi.
Hey, gang, from the V.
Yeah. No, I don't really have much to say. I mean, I guess you could just like find out.
Yeah, listen to the album and
really.
take that in. Listen to the album and take it in, and support directly from the artist. I feel like that's a big one.
Support your local vibe dealer.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big one. Go directly from the source.
I appreciate like the support, the love that you show, and that everybody shows. Like all the new listeners, all the OG listeners, like you guys really help fuel me and keep me going, and it inspires me every day. Amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. That's amazing. Hey, come on now. We love to see it. We love to see it. Well, thank you. It Gets Better is out now. Again, if you can't buy directly from the source, buy directly from your local vibe dealer. Everything, info is in their bio and everything, right?
Yeah, link in the bio.
Proud to pay, but if you can't, we understand. It's available on all streaming platforms. Yes, run up the numbers and just show support, man. It's a big one right here. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and follow Tessie on everything. You want to give all your socials?
Tessie Mystic on everything. You'll find me.
Yeah. And
then it's Tessie. Like if you're looking for my music, it's just Tessie.
Yeah, and we'll tag her on everything so that way y'all can find her. But
for sure.
Thank you again. I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe.
Thank you.
Peace.